Welcome back to part 2, Read Aloud, of Dr. Seuss's Bartholomew and the Oobleck. So we left off in part 1 where Bartholomew was told by the King of Did to wake up the royal bell ringer and declare today a holiday for the kingdom of Did, because Oobleck, for the first time ever, was falling from the sky. There's Bartholomew racing up to the royal bell tower. Across the sleeping palace, Bartholomew ran. Then up the ladder of the high bell tower he climbed to the bell ringer's little cubby hole in the belfry. "Ring your bell," he called. "His Majesty the King proclaims today a holiday." The royal bell ringer. The old man crawled out of his cot. He grabbed the bell rope. "What's the holiday for, Bartholomew?" "You'll find out soon enough," said Bartholomew. The bell ringer yanked the rope. Nothing happened. He yanked it harder. Still, nothing happened. "What's wrong with my bell?" he murmured. "I'd better take a look outside." He poked his head out through the little trapdoor. "Merciful gracious," he gulped. "What is that? All over my bell like greenish molasses." "Not only your bell," Bartholomew cried. "Look at that robin down in that tree. She's stuck to her nest. She can't move a wing. That Oobleck's gooey. It's gummy. It's like glue." There's the poor robin in the tree, stuck to her nest. "Oof!" The bell ringer wrung his hands. "If that green stuff sticks up robins, it'll stick up people too. Someone's got to warn the people," cried Bartholomew. "Got to wake 'em and warn 'em to stay inside their houses. I'll tell the royal trumpeter," he shouted. He turned and slid like lightning down the bell tower ladder. To the trumpeter's tower raced Bartholomew Cubbins, and on up the steps, 4 at a time. As he ran, he could hear the plop, plop of the oobleck on the window panes. It was pelting against the palace walls, as big as greenish cupcakes now. Oh no. The royal trumpeter. He yanked the covers off of the snoring trumpeter. He shoved his cold trumpet right into his sleepy hands. "Get up! Warn the people! Blow the alarm!" "Alarm?" yawned the trumpeter. Then his eyes saw the oobleck. "Those green things, Bartholomew, where'd they come from?" "The king!" panted Bartholomew. "His royal magicians made them." The royal trumpeter leapt from his bed. "That king of ours should be ashamed." He jabbed his trumpet out of the window. "I'll blow," he shouted, "the loudest alarm that's ever been heard in the kingdom of Did." But all the royal trumpeter blew out was a glug. "My horn!" he gulped. "One of those green things flew inside it." He tried to blow it out. He couldn't blow it out. He tried to shake it out. He couldn't shake it out. "I'll get it somehow," he yelled. "I'll pull it out." "No!" shouted Bartholomew. "Don't you touch it." Here's the royal trumpeter with all the green oobleck inside. The trumpeter's hand was already in it. His fingers grabbed hold of the lump of oobleck. He could feel it squiggle around in his fist like a slippery potato dumpling made of rubber. Ew. He pulled with all his might. The oobleck began to stretch, then glowing, the oobleck snapped back inside the trumpet. It yanked his arm back with it right up to the elbow. I can't wiggle a finger, the trumpeter wailed. Oh, Bartholomew, what do I do? I don't know, and I hate to leave you stuck to your horn, but if you can't warn the people of the kingdom, I've got to find someone who can. Out of the room and down the stairs raced Bartholomew Cubbins. Down to the chamber of the captain of the guards. The captain was humming in front of his mirror, combing the ends of his handsome mustache. Captain, do something, shouted Bartholomew. Do something? Why? Smiled the captain. What's wrong? Here's the captain, combing his mustache. Captain, haven't you seen the dreadful oobleck? It's coming down now as big as greenish baseballs. Oh, that stuff, laughed the captain. What's so dreadful about that? Lad, you know, I think it's rather pretty. Captain, pleaded Bartholomew. It's dangerous. Oh, nonsense, snorted the captain. Lad, are you trying to frighten me? Captains, my boy, are afraid of nothing. That stuff's harmless. I'll show you. I'll eat some. Eat some? Gasped Bartholomew. Oh, no! But before Bartholomew could stop him, the captain was leaning out his window, scooping up the oobleck on the end of his sword. Don't, Captain! Don't! Here he is. There's the oobleck on his sword. The captain did. By the time Bartholomew dragged him back inside the tower, his mouth was glued right shut with oobleck. He tried to speak, but no words came out. All the noble captain of the guards could do was blow a lot of little sticky greenish bubbles. Here's the captain blowing the bubbles. Forgive me for leaving you, Captain, said Bartholomew. But a captain full of bubbles is no help at all. Bartholomew stretched the poor man out. He left him there on the chamber floor. Bartholomew went tearing through the zigzag palace hallways. I'll get the king's horse. I'll ride through the country. I'll warn the people of the kingdom myself. He pushed open the door that led out to the royal stables. Bartholomew stopped. He could go no farther. The awful oobleck was plumping down as big as greenish footballs now. Too late to warn the people of the kingdom. There were farmers in the fields getting stuck to hoes and plows. Goats were getting stuck to ducks. Geese were getting stuck to cows. Outside the palace, it was piling up. Great greenish tons of oobleck, deeper and deeper on every roof in the land. There was nothing Bartholomew Cubbins could do out there. Shaking his head sadly, he stepped back inside. Oobleck looks like that. But inside, a moment later, it was just as bad as out. With an angry roar, the Oobleck was suddenly hitting the palace harder. It was battering and spattering against the walls, tumbling as big as greenish buckets full of gooey asparagus soup. Ew, yuck. Like a sinking sailboat, the whole palace was springing leaks. The Oobleck was ripping the windows right off of the hinges. It was dripping through the ceilings. It was rolling down the chimneys. It was coming in everywhere, even through the keyholes. From every bedroom in the palace came the house of lords and ladies, frightened in their nightgowns. They came jumping to their doors. "Go back to your beds! Get under your blankets!" Bartholomew Cubbins went crying through the halls. But nobody paid the slightest attention. Everyone in the palace started rushing madly about. The royal cook rushed down to the royal kitchen, but Bartholomew Cubbins saw him trapped there, stuck to 3 stew pots, a teacup, and a cat. Oh no. The royal laundress rushed outside to save her laundry. Bartholomew saw her stuck right to the clothesline between 2 woolen stockings and the king's best Sunday blouse. Poor cook, poor laundress. He saw the royal fiddlers. They were stuck to their royal fiddles. Everywhere Bartholomew ran, he saw someone stuck to something. They were really stuck up by the dozens. Every last friend he had in the world was flopping and floundering, all hopelessly caught in the goo. Then suddenly, midst the hubbub, Bartholomew gasped, "The king! Where was the king? He'd forgotten all about him." It was in the throne room that Bartholomew found him. There he sat. Old King Derwin, proud and mighty ruler of the kingdom of Did, trembling, shaking, helpless as a baby. His royal crown was stuck to his royal head. Sorry, make sure you can see the picture there. The seat of his royal pants were stuck to his royal throne. Oobleck was dripping from his royal eyebrows. It was oozing into his royal ears. Ew, yuck. "Fetch my magicians, Bartholomew!" he commanded. "Make them say some magic words. Make them stop the Oobleck from falling." Bartholomew shrugged his shoulders. "I can't fetch them, your majesty. Their cave on Mountain Nicotave is buried deep in Oobleck." "Then I must think of some magic words," groaned the king. "Oh, what are those words? What are those words my magicians say? Shuffle, duffle, muzzle. Oh, don't do any good. The Oobleck keeps falling harder.